Have you ever felt that your fitness not only is letting you down, but it's letting down others as well? I know for myself personally, I want to be that woman that when a friend rings up and says, "Hey, do you want to go skiing?" I don't want to doubt myself and my ability that I could do it. Or at least I want to be able to give it a try, that I know I've got some basis, some foundation there to be able to go and do it. So, hi, it's Peta here from Strong Healthy Women. So lovely to be here with you today. So, by all means, just jump on in and let me know where you are chiming in from. So, our member spotlight, which we do every single week over in our community, is the lovely Pat. And I want to talk about her story because she is inspirational. She probably doesn't think that she is, but she is. And the wonderful thing is that we all have a story to share and tell, but sometimes we just don't want to share it, right? So Pat, I met on a trip I was doing. I was hiking through Italy, and she was on that same hiking expedition that I was on. So she had booked to go for it. She knew what she needed to do to get there. And I'm going to just tell you what her words were, that she, on that trip, she felt like she was overweight, that she was unfit, and the thought of letting the team down was quite traumatic. So she realized that she had planned to go to Italy, but she actually didn't execute the pathway to achieve what she needed to in order to really, really enjoy that expedition and that adventure that she was on. And so one day over lunch, I was just, leaning over a fence, just watching things in the local countryside there. And, she came over and she said, "I was just talking to another lady over there, and she said that you run Strong Healthy Women. And she was singing your praises, and I wanted to come and talk to you." And so we had a bit of a natter over lunch then, and so what ended up happening was she said to me later on, she did actually come and join us, and she said later on that she was actually sizing me up to see whether I had the same approach to life that what she did. So anyway, so fast forward, and I mean, she has just come ahead leaps and bounds. So here's what she was thinking about herself emotionally and physically. She disliked herself and how far she had let herself go. She wasn't enjoying going out and doing anything. She wasn't liking exercise, walking, running, and she was worried that people were judging her and that they were looking at her and just really thinking that she shouldn't be doing this. And yet she's the very person who should be doing it, because when we're starting out, we're not where we want to be. And so we're starting, and we just start where we're at. We don't have to be like somebody else. And so often we think that we need to be like someone else. You know, and one of the things that I often hear is from ladies, "I need to get fitter before I join a gym." And that again comes down to there's something else emotionally sitting there, because you are judging yourself. And I'm here to tell you, don't judge yourself. Just take that first step, because that's where it starts, is taking that first step. So what happened was she thought she could muddle through on her own. And she did that for a little bit, because what happened was she was thinking in her head, if I go and start this exercise program, can I do it? Will people like me? Will I fit into the group? Will I let everybody else down? And will I fail? I mean, how hard is she on herself? But she's not alone. I've been there, and I know hundreds of other women who have been there that have felt exactly like that. Scared to start, scared that they're letting other people down, scared that they're going to be judged. And yet, you know what? When you are exercising, nobody else is looking at you. They're doing their own thing. They're exercising too. So they're worried about what they're doing. They're not worried about what you're doing. So that fear of being judged, it doesn't really exist. It just simply exists in our mind. So fast forward that, and Pat has now achieved, these are her words, friendships, better health, weight loss, body fat loss. That's a big one for me. Accountability, she's gained education, direction, acceptance, and she has now been able to help others. And she's always also found enjoyment. And I love the pieces of advice that she wants to share with you. And I really wish that she could be here with me today to tell you her story. So, but she said, know your why. So when you know why you want to exercise, it will help you get out of bed. It will help you not take that piece of cake when it's sitting there tempting you. And it will help you not listen to the naysayers. Her second piece of advice is have some goals and have a clear path on how you're going to achieve those goals. And it's a little like, driving somewhere. You know you're going to point B, right? But if you've never been there before, how do you get there? You put on the GPS in your car, or you look it up in the old-fashioned Refidex. And so what you do is you then map it out. And life is no different. Fitness is no different. It's like, here is where I'm starting. Here is where I want to go. How am I going to get there? Am I going to take a left turn, a right turn? What's the points, or what are the identifying buildings that I'm going to see along the way, so I know that I'm on the right path? And so when we have a fitness goal, it's no different. It's like, well, here I am now. Like, what am I noticing now? What are those things in my body that it's telling me that are a little bit of a struggle for me? And where do I want to be? So what do I want to be like? And so how am I going to get there? Let me take it one step at a time and set some little milestones along the way so that I can celebrate those wins. She also said what's important, and this is her tip, number 3, is to have someone else walk on the path with you. And I know it is so much easier when you've got somebody there doing the same thing that you're doing, because you have this common goal you're both working towards, and you're working through the same process. And so how you're feeling, they might be feeling too, and so you can share those feelings with one another. And I saw this firsthand the other day in the connection zone with our 28ers. And so I was talking about the celebration. So often we skip that part of rewarding ourselves and taking that moment to congratulate ourselves on our achievement, no matter how small it is. And so I said to them at the end of the week, did you look at that and did you go, oh, that's good, and then you moved on to do the next thing? Or did you spend some time going, woohoo, I did it? Or did you dance around the house? Or did you share it with other people in your life? And so taking that moment to celebrate it really just reinforces it to your body. It re-energizes you, and it gives you that little bit of a boost and that motivation to keep going. But we then got on to the topic of, making change in our life. And is it about the 28 days, or is it about that whole entire lifestyle that we're going to change? And what are those small changes that we're going to keep going past the 28 days so that we don't go back to where we started? And one of the ladies said, you know what, when you were talking about this, I had tears in my eyes because that totally related to me. I don't spend any time congratulating myself on what I've done. And I've just had this realization for the past 20 years I've been on a diet and I don't want to be like that anymore. And she posted that up in the group. And like there were other women coming in on top of that saying, yes, that's how I feel too. Yes, that's how I feel. And so what's important here is having that other person on that journey with you so that they understand you. Because you know what? Sometimes our greatest support can come from our family that are around us, but sometimes they can also be our saboteurs, and sometimes they don't necessarily understand it either. And so they might just tell us good job, but they don't really understand the emotional aspect of when we're starting to change our fitness routine or starting to change how we eat or starting to change how we think about things. So having somebody else with you is really, really important. So today what I want you to do is to post below and let me know, have you ever been on this journey as well too? I also want you to give Pat some love. So go ahead and find her post. It'll be up there on the page. And check her out and see how far she's come, because I know that she can do with a little bit of loving, because we all want to be seen, heard and loved. And of course, it's her week to be loved. So that's it for me today. Have a fantastic day and I will see you all very soon. Take care, everybody.